As we grow older, relationships take on a new level of importance. They can be a source of great joy, comfort, and support, but they can also become complicated and, at times, burdensome. In your senior years, your priorities shift toward maintaining peace, safeguarding your health, and finding fulfillment in life. Relationships that once seemed manageable may now feel draining or even harmful. This is why it becomes essential to reflect on the impact people have on your mental and emotional well-being, and to take conscious steps to protect your peace. Positive relationships are a cornerstone of healthy aging. Studies consistently show that strong social connections can boost mental health, enhance physical well-being, and even extend lifespan. Whether it's a friend who lifts your spirits with a kind word, a family member who shows up in times of need, or a neighbor who shares a friendly chat, the right people in your life make all the difference. But not all relationships are positive. Some can drain your energy, create stress, or even harm your self-esteem. Recognizing these toxic patterns is crucial because the consequences of enduring such relationships can be severe, from heightened anxiety to diminished physical health. It's not uncommon to feel conflicted when evaluating relationships, especially when they involve family members. Society often romanticizes family bonds, emphasizing loyalty and unity above all else. However, it's important to acknowledge that not all family relationships are nurturing. Sometimes, individuals within our families bring more harm than good, whether through constant criticism, manipulative behavior, or outright disregard for our well-being. While the idea of distancing yourself from a family member may seem unthinkable, your peace of mind and quality of life should always come first. The same holds true for friendships and acquaintances. Over the years, you may have built connections with people whose behavior has subtly shifted or who were never genuinely supportive to begin with. Perhaps you have a friend who constantly complains, leaving every conversation feeling heavy and drained. Or maybe there's someone in your circle who only reaches out when they need something, never offering anything in return. While it can feel uncomfortable to reassess and redefine these relationships, it is a necessary step in prioritizing your happiness. Protecting your peace in old age is not about cutting people out of your life impulsively or unnecessarily. Instead, it's about making thoughtful choices regarding who you allow into your emotional space. It's about recognizing when a relationship no longer serves you and taking steps to ensure that your interactions align with your values and needs. This process involves setting clear boundaries, which can feel unfamiliar or even intimidating if you're used to putting others' feelings ahead of your own. However, boundaries are not acts of selfishness. They are acts of self-care. As you age, energy becomes a precious resource, and how you spend it matters more than ever. Toxic relationships can sap that energy, leaving you with less to invest in the things and people that truly bring you joy. On the other hand, freeing yourself from draining connections can open up space for deeper and more meaningful relationships. It can also give you the emotional bandwidth to explore new hobbies, rediscover old passions, and enjoy the simple pleasures of life, like a quiet morning walk or a lively conversation with a dear friend. The decision to distance yourself from certain people, especially family members, is rarely easy. It requires a great deal of introspection and courage, yet it is a deeply empowering act. By taking this step, you're asserting that your well-being matters, that your peace is non-negotiable, and that you deserve relationships that enrich rather than deplete your life. This mindset shift allows you to approach your golden years with confidence, knowing you're living intentionally and authentically. In the end, protecting your peace is about honoring yourself. It's about acknowledging that you've reached a stage in life where your happiness, health, and tranquility should take precedence over social expectations or old obligations. It's about embracing the wisdom that comes with age and using it to build a life filled with positivity, love, and meaning. And most importantly, it's about giving yourself permission to let go of what doesn't serve you so that you can fully embrace the beauty of what does. As you move into your senior years, it's essential to identify and avoid certain types of people who can disrupt your peace, drain your energy, or negatively impact your emotional well-being. These individuals may not necessarily mean harm, but their behavior, whether intentional or not, can have a significant toll on your mental and physical health. Understanding the traits and tendencies of such people allows you to make informed decisions about your relationships, setting boundaries that protect your happiness and quality of life. One group to be cautious of is the constant critic. These are the individuals who seem to find fault in everything you do, often expressing their opinions in ways that undermine your confidence or question your choices. They may claim to offer constructive feedback, but their words tend to focus more on what's wrong than what's right. Over time, their persistent criticism can erode your self-esteem and leave you feeling inadequate. While it's essential to remain open to genuine advice, you don't need to tolerate continuous negativity. Limiting your interactions with such individuals or addressing their behavior calmly but firmly can help safeguard your sense of self-worth. Another challenging type to deal with is the chronic complainer. These individuals are perpetually dissatisfied with life, always focusing on what's wrong without seeking solutions or displaying gratitude for what's right. While their complaints may stem from real frustrations, their constant negativity can be contagious, pulling you into a cycle of pessimism. Spending excessive time with chronic complainers can leave you feeling emotionally drained and weighed down by problems that aren't even your own. To maintain your own positivity, it's wise to limit the amount of time you spend engaging in their complaints and steer conversations toward more constructive or uplifting topics. Manipulators are another category of people to be wary of. These individuals use tactics like guilt-tripping, flattery, or subtle coercion to control your decisions or actions for their benefit. They may appear charming and well-intentioned, but their underlying goal is often to serve their own interests, even at your expense. Manipulative behavior can manifest in family members, friends, or even caregivers, making it especially important to remain vigilant. Recognizing manipulation can be challenging, but once you identify it, standing firm in your boundaries and refusing to be swayed by emotional tactics is essential for maintaining your autonomy and peace of mind. The perpetual taker is someone who consistently receives but seldom gives in return. These are the people who rely on you for support, whether emotional, financial, or physical, without showing genuine appreciation or reciprocating in meaningful ways. While helping others can be deeply fulfilling, a one-sided dynamic can become exhausting and leave you feeling used. It's important to assess whether the effort you're investing in these relationships is being acknowledged and valued. If it's not, learning to say no and prioritizing your own needs is a necessary step in preserving your energy and ensuring your efforts are directed toward those who truly appreciate and respect you. Perhaps the most difficult group to address is toxic family members. These are individuals who, despite being connected to you by blood, bring conflict, disrespect, or unnecessary drama into your life. They might belittle your choices, disregard your feelings, or impose their own expectations on you without consideration for your well-being. The societal expectation to maintain family ties can make it especially challenging to distance yourself from toxic relatives, but it's important to remember that your mental and emotional health takes precedence. You can still care for and value family relationships while setting clear boundaries to protect yourself from harmful dynamics. Avoiding these types of people doesn't mean cutting them off entirely or harboring resentment. It's about creating a balance that allows you to maintain relationships while preserving your own well-being. By recognizing these patterns of behavior and taking steps to address them, you empower yourself to focus on the relationships that truly matter and contribute to your happiness. Letting go of negative influences, even temporarily, can create space for healthier, more enriching connections that uplift and support you as you navigate your golden years. Protecting your peace and well-being in later years is not just about avoiding toxic relationships. It's about building a life centered around joy, fulfillment, and meaningful connections. While distancing yourself from negative influences is an essential step, it's equally important to focus on creating an environment that nurtures your emotional and mental health. Establishing healthy boundaries, fostering supportive relationships, and prioritizing self-care are key aspects of this process, helping you reclaim your energy and live a life aligned with your values. One of the most powerful tools you have is the ability to set boundaries. This doesn't mean cutting people off entirely or creating conflict. It's about clearly defining what you will and won't tolerate in your relationships. Boundaries are a way to communicate your needs and protect your emotional space. For instance, if a family member frequently makes you feel uncomfortable or undervalued, you can politely but firmly let them know that such behavior is unacceptable. By asserting yourself in a calm and respectful way, you create a healthier dynamic while maintaining your dignity and self-respect. As you establish boundaries, redirect your energy towards supportive relationships that bring you joy and comfort. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about your well-being can make a tremendous difference in your quality of life. These are the individuals who celebrate your successes, listen without judgment, and offer encouragement during challenging times. Whether it's close family, old friends, or new acquaintances, nurturing these connections provides a strong foundation of emotional support that can help you navigate life's ups and downs. In addition to building positive relationships, prioritize self-care as a central aspect of your daily routine. This includes taking care of your physical health by eating nutritious meals, staying active, and getting adequate rest. Just as important, though, is attending to your mental health. Engaging in activities that bring you joy, whether it's reading, gardening, painting, or simply spending time in nature can boost your mood and provide a sense of purpose. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or deep breathing, can also help you manage stress and stay grounded in the present moment. If you find it difficult to navigate complicated relationships or set boundaries on your own, don't hesitate to seek guidance. Speaking with a counselor, therapist, or trusted confidant can provide valuable insights and strategies for dealing with challenging situations. Sometimes, an outside perspective can help you see things more clearly and empower you to make decisions that prioritize your well-being. It's important to acknowledge that letting go of toxic relationships, especially with family members, can be emotionally challenging. Family bonds often come with deep-rooted expectations and a sense of obligation, making it hard to step back. However, it's crucial to remember that prioritizing your mental and emotional health is not selfish, it's necessary. Maintaining peace and balance in your life allows you to be a better friend, family member, and individual, ultimately enhancing your relationships with others. Embracing this stage of life as an opportunity for growth and reflection can help you see the bigger picture. Your golden years are a time to celebrate your accomplishments, cherish your experiences, and focus on what truly matters. By letting go of negativity and surrounding yourself with positivity, you create space for joy, love, and fulfillment. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing passions, or simply enjoying quiet moments of gratitude, every step you take toward a more peaceful and intentional life adds to your overall happiness. In the end, your senior years are about living authentically and prioritizing your well-being. By recognizing and addressing the relationships that don't serve you, you empower yourself to focus on the ones that do. Protecting your peace isn't just about avoiding conflict. It's about cultivating a life filled with meaningful connections, personal growth, and the freedom to enjoy every moment to its fullest. Navigating relationships with family can be one of the most emotionally complex challenges in later life. Family ties are deeply ingrained, and societal expectations often emphasize maintaining those connections at all costs. However, as you grow older, prioritizing your emotional and mental well-being sometimes means reevaluating these relationships and recognizing that not all family dynamics are healthy or beneficial. This realization can be difficult to accept, but it is an essential step toward fostering a more peaceful and fulfilling life. The idea of distancing yourself from family members, even temporarily, may evoke feelings of guilt, sadness, or even fear of judgment. These emotions are valid and understandable. After all, family is often viewed as the cornerstone of support and connection. Yet, the reality is that not all family relationships are nurturing, and some may even hinder your ability to thrive. Toxic behaviors like manipulation, constant criticism, or emotional neglect can take a significant toll on your mental health. Acknowledging this truth is not about assigning blame or holding grudges. It's about protecting your well-being and creating space for positive interactions. One of the challenges in addressing toxic family relationships is overcoming the ingrained belief that enduring such dynamics is a duty or obligation. Many people feel they must tolerate harmful behavior simply because it comes from a relative. However, your well-being is just as important as anyone else's, and enduring negativity for the sake of maintaining appearances often does more harm than good. It's important to shift your perspective and recognize that your mental health should be a priority, regardless of the relationship. When dealing with difficult family dynamics, setting boundaries becomes a critical tool. Boundaries are not about creating conflict, but about defining the limits of acceptable behavior. For example, if a family member consistently brings negativity or drama into your interactions, you might decide to limit the amount of time you spend with them or establish topics of conversation that are off-limits. These boundaries can be communicated calmly and respectfully, emphasizing your desire to maintain a healthier relationship rather than cutting ties altogether. It's also helpful to recognize that taking a step back from certain family members doesn't necessarily mean severing all contact. Distancing can be a temporary measure to create space for reflection and healing. During this time, you can evaluate the relationship and decide whether it's possible to rebuild it on healthier terms. In some cases, family members may not be aware of how their actions affect you, and open communication can pave the way for change. However, if the behavior persists despite your efforts, it's okay to prioritize your peace and let go of the expectation that the relationship will improve. Seeking support during this process can make a significant difference. Talking to a trusted friend, counselor, or therapist can provide valuable insights and help you navigate the emotional challenges of redefining family dynamics. These professionals can offer strategies for managing guilt, communicating boundaries, and coping with the loss of closeness that may come with distancing yourself from certain relatives. It's equally important to focus on the positive relationships in your life. While family bonds can be meaningful, they are not the only source of connection and support. Building strong friendships, participating in community activities, or reconnecting with old acquaintances can provide a sense of belonging and fulfillment. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you reinforces the idea that relationships should be reciprocal and enriching. Letting go of the expectation that all family relationships must be maintained at any cost allows you to redefine what family means to you. Family can extend beyond blood relations to include the people who genuinely care for and support you. This broader perspective empowers you to create a chosen family of individuals who contribute positively to your life. Ultimately, prioritizing your peace and well-being requires courage and self-compassion. It's not an easy journey, but it's one that allows you to live authentically and intentionally. By addressing unhealthy family dynamics, you open the door to a more harmonious and fulfilling chapter of your life, where relationships are based on mutual respect, understanding, and genuine connection. Your senior years should be a time of peace, self-discovery, and joy, a chapter of life dedicated to nurturing your own well-being. Prioritizing your peace doesn't mean isolating yourself or cutting ties indiscriminately. It means making deliberate choices about who and what you allow into your life. By focusing on creating an environment of positivity and respect, you empower yourself to thrive emotionally, mentally, and physically. The idea of prioritizing peace begins with self-awareness. Recognizing what brings you joy and what drains you is the first step. Toxic relationships, whether they involve family, friends, or acquaintances, can weigh heavily on your spirit, often more than you realize. These interactions may feel obligatory or unavoidable, but the truth is that your emotional health is paramount. The sooner you embrace this, the sooner you can take meaningful steps to protect your inner peace. Creating boundaries is an essential part of this process. Boundaries are not walls meant to shut people out, but pathways that guide others on how to interact with you respectfully. When you establish boundaries, you affirm your worth and communicate what you will and will not accept in your relationships. This might involve setting limits on how often you engage with certain individuals, the topics of conversation you entertain, or even the energy you invest in resolving conflicts. Remember, boundaries are not acts of defiance, they are acts of self-respect. Part of prioritizing peace is recognizing that not everyone will understand or agree with your decisions. This can be particularly challenging when dealing with family members who may view boundaries as rejection. It's important to approach these situations with compassion, but also firmness. Explain your perspective if you feel comfortable doing so, but know that you don't need to justify your need for peace to anyone. Your well-being is reason enough. Focusing on supportive and uplifting relationships is another critical aspect. Surround yourself with people who bring positivity into your life, those who encourage your growth, celebrate your achievements, and stand by you in difficult times. These relationships can include friends, community members, or even distant relatives who genuinely care for you. By investing in these connections, you create a network of support that enriches your life and reinforces the idea that you deserve happiness and respect. Engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment is equally important. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, volunteering, traveling, or simply enjoying quiet moments of reflection, these experiences add depth and meaning to your life. They remind you that your happiness is not solely dependent on others, but is something you can cultivate within yourself. In this process, forgiveness can also play a powerful role. Forgiving someone doesn't mean condoning their behavior or re-establishing a close relationship. It means releasing the emotional burden their actions have caused. Forgiveness is an act of self-liberation that allows you to move forward without being weighed down by resentment. This doesn't happen overnight, but as you let go of negative emotions, you create more space for peace and positivity in your life. It's natural to feel conflicted or even guilty about prioritizing your own needs, especially if you've spent much of your life putting others first. However, the truth is that by taking care of yourself, you also become better equipped to show up for the people who truly matter. When you're at peace, you can offer more genuine love, kindness, and support to those around you. As you move through this journey, keep in mind that prioritizing your peace is not a one-time decision. It's a continuous practice. Life will always present challenges and difficult relationships, but by staying committed to your well-being, you can navigate these situations with grace and confidence. Surround yourself with positivity, embrace the freedom to choose your own path, and honor the person you've become. Your senior years are a time to celebrate all you've accomplished and to live in a way that reflects your worth and values. Choose peace, and you'll find joy and fulfillment in every moment.